Hey guys, it's Miss J. Today we're going to be working on learning how to juggle, okay? And so the items that you can use for this are, if you have some plastic bags, maybe if you're a very beginner on this might be the best thing to use, some plastic bags, because they have a slower fall time, okay? So that's a good idea to use. You could use some small little balls, like a tennis ball, or I'm using some decorative balls, that works too, or you can use some rolled up pairs of socks, okay? So once you have that, then you are ready to go, okay? And it'll be about the same for each of those items. With the plastic bags, it'll be a little bit different just because of how slow they fall, okay? But you're first gonna start off with just one, okay? So when we juggle, all right, we want our hands about waist high, just like this, and our hands are out here. And we're gonna try to keep them like this the entire time. Now, I'm a beginner at juggler. I am a beginner juggler too. So it's okay if every once in a while your hands don't stay down here, but try to remind yourself to keep them down here, okay? Now, when you toss the ball up, you want it to go about head high, okay? And so you want to try to make it go about head high, and then you want to have it stay in like a window frame like here, okay? So I don't want it out in front of me like this far. I don't want to have it too close. I want it just a small gap that it's in, okay? And I want to try to get it in that same frame the entire time if I can, okay? And like I said, I'm a beginner too, so it's okay if we mess up, right? It's okay if we mess up, okay? So with your first one, I just want you to just practice tossing it from hand to hand, okay? And remember to get it about head high. A little bit above that is fine too, and keep our hands low, okay? So tossing it from hand to hand, about head high. Try to keep that in that, oh, and sometimes you won't catch it. Try to keep it in that same spot right in front of you, okay, so not too far, okay? So keep working on that, okay? Do that a couple times. All right, and I want you to keep practicing it until you can get it really good, okay? Until you can just get it to where it's staying at the same spot the entire time. You want to try getting it, try to keep your eyes up and don't necessarily watch it as it enters your hand, okay? So just watch it go up, okay? And keep your eyes up the entire time, all right? Now, once you get good at that, then you can add the second one, okay? Now, a lot of people think that juggling is tossing it up and just switching it from hand to hand down below. That's not correct, okay? So you want to toss them both up, and it's gonna kind of like make a McDonald's arch, all right? Or it's gonna make an X too, because it'll end up coming up the same, okay? But then once that one ball is up in the air and is about at its peak, then you're gonna toss the other one, okay? So I'm gonna have it, it's at its peak, I'm gonna toss it, it's kind of making an X in the air, okay? So toss, toss, catch, catch. Toss, toss, catch, catch, okay? And start with just tossing it from one specific hand to the other hand. So my right hand is gonna start this time, so I'm gonna go toss, toss, catch, catch, okay? And then once you get it down with one hand starting, then you can start with the other hand. So now this time I'm gonna start with my left hand, okay? So I'm gonna go toss, oh, I messed up there. Toss, toss, catch, catch, okay? And I start with my left. Then once you get used to starting with the left hand, then you can switch. So I'm gonna start with my right hand this time, and then next time I'll start with my left hand, okay? So watch. So toss, toss, catch, catch, toss, toss, oh, I missed catching it. But toss, toss, catch, catch, toss, toss, catch, catch. Well, I missed catching it again, but that's good. But you get the idea, okay? So tossing it, starting with one hand, and then starting with the other. Now, this I want you to do for as long as you can, okay? Until you can do, some of you might not necessarily be able to move onto 3 right now. It takes a while, okay? I'm a beginner. It takes a while to get to that, to juggling with 3, okay? Because you really need to get this down first, okay? So just keep practicing that until you can get like 10 good ones in a row, okay? Of switching hands, okay? So toss, toss, catch, catch, toss, toss, catch, catch, okay? And keep doing that, okay? And switching which hand you're starting with. And sometimes it might go up in the air a little bit, but you want them to both have, oh, and sometimes they'll hit each other like that. But you want them to have about the same arch if you can. And like I said, I'm a beginner too, okay? But try to get them about the same height. They're kind of supposed to make an X, all right? Once you get that, like I said, you can move on to that third one. And it's hard catching a third one because you might have small hands, okay? Which is why the plastic bags might work really well for you guys, okay? And don't feel bad if you use plastic bags. I think that's awesome. We've done throwing scarves in PE, and that's what we would generally use when teaching juggling, is throwing scarves. So it's just something that takes a little bit longer, and it's something easier to be able to learn to juggle with. And it's not as large, so it works better for small hands. Okay? But after you get that, maybe you can start adding the third one in. So you're gonna have 2 balls in one hand, 1 ball in the other, and you're gonna start by tossing this one up first. Then once this one's at its peak, then I'm gonna throw this one. And then once this one's at its peak, then I'm gonna throw the last one. Okay, so let's see if I can do this, okay? So toss, toss, catch, catch. Okay, there we go, I caught them, okay? And it might be a little bit sloppy, and that's okay? And then just keep practicing that. Start with both of the balls in the same hand, practice that a lot of times. Then if you can switch and have the 2 balls in the other hand, practice that, and then you can eventually get a little bit better. So let's see if I can do it again, okay? So, oh, and sometimes, like I said, it'll hit it in the air, which is crazy, but it works, okay? There we go, okay? And then once you get that, maybe you can do a couple. My limit right now is about 8, so let's see if you guys can even beat me with getting about 8. Let's see how far I can go, how long I can last before they drop, okay? Let's see. Oh, I dropped them at like 4. That's crazy. Okay, one more time. Let's see if I can get any better. Oh, only 3. Okay, I'll try one more time. I got 9. That's like my best record. All right, well, I hope you guys have fun with this. If you want some extra work, feel free to let me know and I can work on this a little bit more with you, maybe give you another video. But keep practicing. Remember to keep practicing with that 1. Do that until you are ready, okay? Then move on to having 2. And it's very important to get those 2 right and to get those 2 good, and then you can move on to 3, okay? But you're not gonna be able to do 3 if you can't do 2 really well, okay? So try to work on 2. Like I said, a plastic bag works really well. You just toss that up, and it might not crisscross quite as well, but you just do your best at switching which bag is in your hand, and then once you add 3, then it's fun. It's kind of like the motion with your hands is kind of like the motions of something called double dutch, which is with a jump rope, and maybe we'll learn that eventually, okay? But I hope you guys have a fun time with that. Let me know if you get it and if you do well, okay? All right, see you guys. Have a great day.